Number 1. The S-shaped curve between Southeast Asia. In the heart of Southeast Asia, Vietnam appears like a soft silk ribbon winding along the coastline, forming the famous S-shaped silhouette. That unique shape is what helps this country be remembered on the global tourism map as the S-shaped land. Vietnam is strategically located in a unique position, bordering China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and facing the East Sea, one of the busiest shipping routes on the planet, to the southeast. This sea route not only carries goods but also culture, religion, and with an area of approximately 332,000 km², equivalent to the state of New Mexico, Vietnam is a land of contrasts. High mountains in the north shrouded in year-round mist, the central highlands filled with coffee plantations, and the central region stretching along white sandy beaches beside the blue sea. Over 3,000 km of coastline create a series of famous scenic spots such as Ha Long Bay, Mai Kay, Nha Trang, and Phu Quoc, places that are both tourist destinations and symbols of tropical beauty. Despite its small area, Vietnam is among the top 15 most populous countries in the world and is home to 54 ethnic groups. The Thais with their stilt houses on wooden poles, the Hmong with their colorful hand-embroidered skirts, the Chams with their red brick towers and divine dances, all these elements come together to create a rich cultural identity. In the northern mountains, the sound of the Hmong flute echoes through the early morning mist, while in the Mekong Delta, the Vong Co, a traditional Vietnamese folk song, resonates amidst the flood season. Two distinct sounds that tell the same story of the resilience of the Vietnamese people. Not only is Vietnam culturally diverse, but it is also the coffee kingdom of Asia. Ranking second globally in exports, the coffee industry provides livelihoods for millions of farmers. Among them, civet coffee, which is naturally fermented by civet cats, is considered a symbol of sophistication. Today, many coffee shops in Buon Ma Thuot or Ja Lat even allow tourists to observe the brewing process to understand why a tiny coffee bean can travel from a highland farm to the tables of the elite in Paris or New York. Number 2. Strange things that are considered normal in Vietnam. In Vietnam, the things that surprise tourists are often the things that seem familiar. You can see people sitting on the sidewalk eating pho, taking a peaceful afternoon nap on their motorcycles, or carrying a family of 4 on just one vehicle. For Vietnamese people, it's not recklessness, but a habit associated with convenience, flexibility, and familiarity. They believe that if a way of life brings joy and doesn't bother anyone, it deserves to be accepted. An outdoor barbershop is a prime example. With just a wall mirror, an old wooden chair, and a pair of scissors, the barber was able to work all day. They cut hair under the shade of trees, chatted with regular customers, and sometimes even played the role of counselor for the whole neighborhood. Many such shops have been passed down through 3 generations, becoming a living heritage in the heart of the city. Another thing that impresses tourists is the way Vietnamese people buy medicine. No prescription needed, just a few questions, and the pharmacist will choose the right medication for you. This system helps save time, which is suitable for the busy urban lifestyle. Despite the risks, it reflects proactivity and faith in community knowledge, something passed down through generations by word of mouth. Street food is an indispensable part of Vietnamese culture. Pho, bun cha, banh mi, or iced coffee with milk. They all taste best when you're sitting by the side of the road, amidst the traffic fumes and laughter. Vietnamese people don't separate food from life. Where you eat is less important than who you eat with and how happy you feel. It is that very simplicity that makes street food a national brand loved by global tourists. And if there's one thing that's inseparable from Vietnamese people of all ages, it's a bottle of balm. From students and drivers to the elderly, everyone has a small bottle in their pocket. Just one drop is enough to soothe a headache or fatigue. That oil fragrance is also a shared memory for many generations. The scent of a mother's hand stroking a forehead, the smell of comfort when sick. All those strange things to the Vietnamese are actually proof of their adaptability and creativity. In a rapidly changing world, they have retained their unique way of life, simple, humane, and full of vitality, where the ordinary is precisely what makes Vietnam different. Number 3. The secret of Vietnamese women's beauty. The beauty of Vietnamese women doesn't lie in elaborate details, but in their natural charm, which becomes more refined the more you look. Their delicate features, bright skin, gentle dark eyes, and soft smiles made them approachable yet unforgettable. That beauty isn't ostentatious, but emanates from the confidence and elegance in every gesture. According to Forbes 2024 statistics, 40% of business leaders in Vietnam are women, the highest in Southeast Asia and far exceeding the global average of 28%. From technology corporations in Hanoi and financial companies in Ho Chi Minh City to educational institutions, Vietnamese women are taking on leadership roles. They're not just participating, they're rewriting how the world perceives women's abilities. In the Women in Business Index ranking, Vietnam is ahead of both Japan and South Korea, two economies often considered gender conservative, but success didn't make them forget their traditional roles. In many families, women are still the heart of the kitchen. According to a Gallup survey, they spend an average of 5 hours a day on housework, a figure that makes the world admire their endurance and responsibility. They can negotiate $1 million contract in the morning and then be by the campfire in the evening. The balance between work and family isn't easy, but for them, it's instinctual. Modern Vietnamese women are living more freely, daring to assert themselves and choose happiness in their own way. Many people choose to marry later in life or pursue a happy single life. Dating apps like Tinder, Date Now, and Badu Vietnam have become places for them to connect, chat, and explore new love. The 25% increase in cohabitation rates is evidence of a shift in social thinking. Love is no longer an obligation, but a voluntary choice. In major cities like Hanoi or Da Nang, you'll easily find confident women driving, speaking fluent English, juggling work calls, and ordering food for their families simultaneously. They are modern yet retain their own traditional characteristics, creating the image of Vietnamese women, independent, strong, and still full of love. And if you've ever wanted to understand them, remember, to win the heart of a Vietnamese woman, respect and sincerity are always the first key. So, how do you win the heart of a Vietnamese girl? Leave comment number 3 to be revealed in the next part. Number 4. Belief and superstition in Vietnamese life. Vietnamese people believe that the world is not just what we see. Behind every daily action is a belief in the other world, where ancestors and deities watch over and protect their descendants. The altar of the god of wealth and the earth god is an indispensable image in Vietnamese business culture. Most shops, cafes, or businesses place an altar at the entrance, with a cup of water, a vase of flowers, and a stick of incense every morning. On the day of the god of wealth, people believe that buying gold will bring good fortune throughout the year. Statistics show that on this day alone, the amount of gold sold nationwide could reach hundreds of kilograms, a testament to the power of collective belief. Not only that, Vietnamese people also consider choosing the date and time to be a serious matter. Weddings, grand openings, or building a house all require checking the auspicious date based on age. Despite the digital age's advancements, lunar calendar applications remain among the top downloads. Many young people also share that they consult horoscopes not out of superstition, but to feel less anxious before starting something big. Belief in lucky numbers is also an interesting characteristic. Vietnamese people like the numbers 6, 8, and 9 and avoid the number 4. Death. A license plate with the sequence 6868, lucky prosperity, can be worth tens of times its original price. Real estate companies also like to open sales at good hours or choose floors with lucky numbers. Additionally, visiting temples to pray for good fortune, draw fortune sticks, or pick lucky charms at the beginning of the year are indispensable rituals. The fortune slips are considered messages for the entire new year. Although sometimes just for fun, many people say that the moment they stand before the Buddha statue, amidst the incense smoke, helps them feel more at peace and grateful for life. Number 5. Vietnam's motorcycle specialties. Vietnam is considered the motorcycle kingdom of the world. As of 2024, over 72 million motorcycles have been registered, nearly equal to the entire adult population. While there are only 8.8 million vehicles in the United States, primarily used for recreation, in Vietnam, motorcycles are the lifeblood of daily life. In Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, nearly 90% of the vehicles on the road are motorcycles, creating a distinctive image of Vietnamese cities. Price is the first reason. With an average annual income of around $4,000, buying a car, which typically costs over $0,000, is a luxury. Motorcycles are cheaper, more fuel efficient, and easier to repair. An old car can run for over 10 years through many owners and still be durable. The small street system and narrow alleys make it difficult for cars to maneuver, while motorcycles can weave through every place. In America, the car is king. In Vietnam, the king is the small but powerful two-wheeled vehicle. Motorcycles not only carry people but also carry lives. Shippers, street vendors, students, or office workers, everyone is attached to their vehicle. Vietnamese people can carry everything, from refrigerators and ornamental plants to pets. In Hanoi, there's even a pet taxi service, proving that motorcycle culture has become a separate economic sector. During rush hour, millions of vehicles pour onto the road like a river of metal. The horns, lights, and dust blended together to create a characteristic urban symphony. However, amidst the chaos, there was still order. The Vietnamese seemed to understand each other just through eye contact, anticipating directions to avoid collisions. Thanks to this, despite the high vehicle density, the accident rate is much lower than in many developed countries. For tourists, the biggest challenge is crossing the street. The secret is very simple. Walk slowly, steadily, and keep your pace. The traffic will naturally part around you like water flowing around a rock. The moment you step across, you'll understand the true heartbeat of Vietnam. Fast, vibrant, and full of energy. And if you want to explore further, try a sleeper bus, a mobile hotel that costs only $8.16, gets you through the night, and wakes you up in a new city. Number 6. Customs in Vietnam that shock tourists. In the highlands of Vietnam, amidst white clouds and ancient forests, life still unfolds according to its own unique rules. Here, time seems slower, and each custom tells a story about people, beliefs, and how they interact with the heavens. In the Red Dao culture, women are the ones who take the initiative in proposing marriage. When she came of age, the girl brought gifts to the groom's house to ask for marriage. After the wedding, the groom moved in with the bride's family, and the child took the mother's surname, a testament to the respect for women rarely seen in traditional society. The Dao wedding lasts for several days, featuring the sound of drums, ritual dances, and the ceremony of offering wine to ancestors. Each gesture and lyric contains a philosophy of life. Marriage is not a constraint, but the harmony of two families and two souls. The Hmong people have a custom of wife-catching, which sounds coercive but is actually just a symbolic way of proposing marriage. The boy can only catch the girl if she agrees. Then, they both organized a small ceremony to introduce their ancestors. Today, this custom is still reenacted in Highland cultural festivals, attracting many tourists to learn about it. The funerals of the Tay, Lolo, or Hani people have a different character. They believe the deceased have simply moved to another world, so funerals are not somber, but rather a peaceful farewell. Relatives can feed the deceased, sing lullabies, or place familiar items beside them so they won't be lonely on their new journey. The sound of gongs and flutes echoed like a farewell, connecting two worlds. In the Central Highlands, the Ba Na people still maintain the buffalo sacrifice ceremony, the biggest ritual of the year, symbolizing gratitude to the gods and community strength. The Ede people hold rain festivals, while the Thai people offer new rice, all aimed at harmony between humans and nature. Many rituals are now being revived for cultural tourism, but their spiritual significance remains intact. These customs are a living treasure that helps us understand that, although the modern world has changed, people in the highlands of Vietnam have still maintained their connection with their ancestors and the heavens and earth. Number 7. Asia's agricultural powerhouse. Vietnam may not be a large country, but it is a humble giant of Asian agriculture. From having to import rice in the 1980s, Vietnam has now become one of the world's largest food suppliers, a testament to its remarkable resilience. Currently, Vietnam is the world's leading exporter of cashews, pepper, and dragon fruit. The ST25 rice variety once surpassed Thailand and Cambodia to win the title of World's Best Rice. The rice industry alone exports over 7 million tons annually, bringing in over 4 billion USD. Vietnamese coffee ranks second globally after Brazil, while shrimp and basa fish account for up to 12% of the international seafood export market share. Many products meet EU organic standards and are sold in Paris, Tokyo, and New York, the most discerning markets. This success is due to special natural conditions. Vietnam boasts over 3,000 kilometers of coastline, a year-round warm climate, and a dense network of rivers and streams, enabling continuous cultivation and aquaculture. Vietnamese farmers are not only hardworking but also creative. In Dong Thap and Can Tho, many farms have installed IoT sensors to monitor humidity and light, while harvesting is optimized using drones. Thanks to this, Vietnam has become one of the top 15 largest agricultural exporters in the world and one of the top 5 in Asia. The agricultural sector contributes over 50 billion USD in exports annually, becoming a solid economic springboard for the country. But this achievement is not just about numbers, it's also a story about people, the barefoot farmers with a global vision. Today, the concept of agritourism is booming. Visitors can directly harvest rice, pick coffee, or participate in making rice flour cakes in Dalat and Hoi An. This is how Vietnam connects culture, tourism, and agriculture, transforming products into experiences. The vision for 2030 is to build a national agricultural brand focusing on organic production, deep processing, and sustainable exports. With modern technology, e-commerce, and a spirit of innovation, Vietnam is moving closer to its goal of becoming Asia's green agricultural hub. Number 8. Mysterious lands that captivate travelers. Hidden amidst mountains and cities, Vietnam is where reality and myth blend into a single breath. This is a country where nature, religion, and legend coexist, making each region have its own story, half ordinary, half supernatural. In Phong Nha, Ke Bang, Son Dung Cave is likened to the hidden heart of the planet. As the largest natural cave in the world, it contains both primary forests, underground rivers, and natural clouds, creating a self-contained microcosm. Scientists discovered in the cave the existence of many endemic species never seen anywhere else, further deepening the mystery that Vietnam's nature still holds many undiscovered secrets. In the heart of Hanoi, the 300 Kim Ma Villa evokes a different kind of obsession. The house has been abandoned for decades, surrounded by climbing plants and cold stone walls. People say they've seen lights turn on even when there's no electricity, or heard doors opening in the middle of the night. Although scientists believe it's a wind and magnetic field effect, the haunted mansion story still makes anyone who passes by turn their heads. In the south, near Vung Tau, the house, lit up but uninhabited, also became a topic of discussion for many years. Some photographers have captured the strange blue light phenomenon on the doorframe, while locals believe it is the spirits of fishermen lost at sea. But there are not only scary stories. Vietnam also boasts many sacred sites such as Ba Den Mountain, Am Tien Cave, and Ba Vang Pagoda, where faith and spirituality blend into a meditative space. People believe that each mountain peak is the dwelling place of spirits, and each cave is a gateway connecting the earthly realm and the unseen world. It is the harmonious blend of folk beliefs, Buddhism, and nature that makes Vietnam the land of gentle souls, a place where the sacred does not inspire fear but brings peace. Number 9. The language that makes foreigners surrender. Vietnamese, the language of over 100 million people, is a bridge between tradition and modernity. It is classified as one of the most difficult languages in the world, with English speakers needing at least 100 hours to reach proficiency. It's difficult because Vietnamese is not just a language, but also a way of feeling and thinking. Each tone, each word carries a layer of cultural meaning. With 6 tones, just changing the pitch completely alters the meaning. The words ma, 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 5 different tones, 5 different meanings. Learners also have to get used to final sounds like C and T, or diphthongs like NG, which are very unfamiliar to Westerners. Interestingly, when you say the tones incorrectly, you not only get the meaning wrong, but sometimes you unintentionally create a completely different sentence that makes the listener laugh. The Vietnamese system of address is considered the most complex in Southeast Asia. A simple hello, or have you eaten, contains respect, hierarchy, and intimacy. In the north, the way of speaking is formal. In the central region, the words are slow and drawn out, while in the south, it's more natural and friendly. This regional difference is what makes Vietnamese a multi-voiced chorus of culture. Vietnamese grammar is simple and logical. It doesn't have tenses, genders, or noun or verb inflections. The Latin alphabet makes it easy for learners to access, especially in the digital age. The intonation of Vietnamese is as soft as music, making it both difficult and captivating for foreigners to learn. Today, Vietnamese is spreading rapidly. Many universities in the US, South Korea, Japan, and Europe have opened Vietnamese language classes, and even Netflix and AI platforms are adding Vietnamese to their automatic translation systems, a testament to the vitality of this language in the digital world. Vietnamese is not just a tool for communication, but a mirror reflecting the soul of the nation. In every word, there is the gentleness, humor, and warmth of the Vietnamese people. And perhaps what makes Vietnamese special is that it's not just heard with the ears, but also felt with the heart. Number 10. Vietnam at NITE. As night falls, Vietnam doesn't sleep. It just changes its rhythm. From north to south, the lights, street vendors' calls, and street food flavors blend together, creating a different world. In Hanoi, the night has an ancient feel, where old coffee shops still have their lights on by Hoan Kiem Lake. In Saigon, it bursts with a never-ending rhythm of life. Hoi An and Da Nang, on the other hand, are a love song of light, where every river has its own soul. Vietnamese people love the night because it's when the city breathes and people truly live. The night market is where this is most clearly demonstrated. Under the brightly lit canvas roofs, hundreds of closely packed stalls sell handicrafts, clothing, food, and folk paintings. The smell of grilled meat smoke, the sweet and sour taste of fish sauce, the music, and the laughter all blended together. For tourists, Vietnamese night markets are a living museum of street culture, a place where all senses are awakened. The pedestrian street is once again the stage for young people. At Nguyen Huia or Hoan Kiem Lake, you can find everything from street bands and portrait artists to balloon sellers and wedding photo couples. Every weekend, thousands of people gather for no specific purpose, just to feel like they belong to this city. If you want to see Vietnam from above, go to rooftop bars like the Deck Saigon or Sky 36 Da Nang. At your feet is a sea of light, before you is a sparkling cocktail, and DJ music blends with the night wind. That is young Vietnam, confident, modern, and in sync with the world. A Vietnamese night also tells stories through art. Memories of Hoi An recreates 400 years of the ancient trading port's history, while The Quintessence of the North takes audiences back to the old countryside through light and water dance. This is not just a show, but a way for Vietnamese people to turn memories into experiences. And as everything gradually fades, the corner of the beer garden or sidewalk cafe lights up again. People sat on plastic chairs, raised their glasses, and shared stories of their lives. No need for extravagance, just a few friends and laughter. Because for Vietnamese people, the night doesn't end when the lights go out. It just transforms into light within the heart. Number 11. 3. Unique markets that have the world curious. Each region of Vietnam has a market that tells its own unique story. But the 3 markets below are so special that they are considered the 3 souls, representing the North, Central, and South. In Bac Ninh, when Tet arrives, the yin and yang market only meets once a year, between midnight on the 4th and dawn on the 5th. In the swirling incense smoke, people exchanged paper money, rice, wine, salt, and black chickens, items intended for the afterlife. No one speaks or bargains because they believe that any words could disturb the soul of the deceased. The old folks say that if you hear someone softly calling your name at the market, it's best not to look back, because it could be a greeting from an acquaintance from another world. Leaving the quiet north and heading down to the southwest, the atmosphere comes alive again with the Kai Rang floating market. Before the sun could rise, the entire river was bustling with the sound of boat engines. Vegetables, fruits, and seafood were piled high on wooden boats, while the sellers simply hung their goods on poles at the front, a trading method that has existed for hundreds of years. Visitors can enjoy a hot bowl of pho and a strong black coffee while the sun rises red over the water. Many tourists call this the floating flea market, where all transactions happen with smiles and trust rather than invoices. Arriving in central Vietnam, as NITE falls, the bright lantern lights on the Huai River signal that the Hoi An NITE market has opened. The entire Nguyen Hoang Street transformed into a slow-moving stream of people amidst the sounds of folk music. Lanterns, handicrafts, and souvenirs were displayed every place, and the aroma of sayao lao, sweet soup, and bread wafted through the air. It is believed that if you release a floating lantern down the river and make a wish, that wish will flow with the current and find the right person. Number 12. Cost of living in Vietnam. Vietnam is emerging as one of the most livable places in Asia due to its low cost of living and high quality of life. Compared to Western cities, spending here is only a third, but you can still enjoy modern amenities and a relaxed lifestyle. With $1 to $500 per month, foreigners can rent a house, eat well, travel, and still save money. Many experts call Vietnam Asia's last cheap living paradise, comparing it to Thailand and the Philippines, but saying it's safer and friendlier. Rental prices in major cities are quite reasonable. A central apartment in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City costs only from $400 to $800 USD per month, while in Da Nang or Hoi An, it's only about $200 to $400 USD. Electricity, water, and internet costs range from $50 to $100 USD. Modern serviced apartments with swimming pools, gyms, and regular cleaning are becoming the preferred choice for the expat community. Vietnamese cuisine is not only delicious, but also incredibly cheap. A street meal with pho cho, bun bo, or iced coffee costs only $1 to $2 USD. Buying fresh vegetables and seafood at the local market for a week only costs about $40. For foreigners, eating out every day in Vietnam is cheaper than cooking at home, and they have the opportunity to explore the rich culinary culture. Traffic is also pleasant. Taxis or Grab average per trip, buses are only 0.3, and renting a motorbike for a month costs about $60. The Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City metro systems are expanding, making travel increasingly convenient. Low-cost personal services. Gym membership $20 to $60 USD. Laundry $1 USD kg. Basic health checkup $25 USD. International hospitals have English-speaking staff, ensuring safety and price transparency. Many foreigners also hire full-time domestic help for as little as $250 per month, something that is almost impossible in Western countries. With a spending range of USD 1,000–1,500 photos, Vietnam offers a rare balance of cost, comfort, and quality of life. This is not just a tourist destination, but also a long-term option for those seeking a safe, pleasant, and culturally rich life. Number 13. Irresistible cuisine in Vietnam. Vietnamese cuisine is not just food, it's a way of life. From the small streets of Hanoi to restaurants in Los Angeles and Paris, the aroma of pho, banh mi, and Vietnamese coffee is captivating diners around the world. Vietnamese brands like Pho Thin and Banh Mi Huỳnh Hoa are not only opening international branches, but are also becoming cultural ambassadors, helping the world remember Vietnam through taste. Young Vietnamese chefs are combining local ingredients with Western techniques to create dishes that are both familiar and new. Even Netflix and National Geographic have praised Vietnam as the culinary soul of Southeast Asia. Southern cuisine is a picture of generosity and creativity. Tropicalizing all ingredients, Southerners transform food into a play of colors and flavors. Crispy banh xeo, sweet and savory nam vang noodles, refreshing three-color dessert, all reflecting the generous lifestyle and open spirit of this land. The influence of French culture is also evident in iced coffee and bread, humble dishes that have become global icons. In central Vietnam, each dish is a meticulous work of art. The culinary heritage of the Hue Imperial Court has transformed cooking into an art form. Spicy Hue beef noodle soup, delicate little water fern cakes, fragrant grilled skewers, all of these dishes reflect meticulousness, refinement, and cultural pride. Even in hardship, people in central Vietnam maintain an elegant demeanor, expressed through their way of eating, inviting, and cooking. Northern cuisine, on the other hand, represents balance and sophistication. Light flavor, slightly salty, low fat, emphasizing naturalness. Pho, bun cha, and cha ca la vong are perfect examples of how Northerners preserve their identity while still embracing new things. For them, cooking is not just a skill, but also etiquette, an expression of elegance. Overall, Vietnamese cuisine is an art of harmony, between regions, between tradition and modernity. Each dish is a memory, a story about people and home. There is no country where food is so deeply intertwined with culture, where every flavor carries the soul of Vietnam. Number 14. Unique festivals in Vietnam. Vietnam is known as the Land of Festivals, with over 8,000 festivals each year, stretching from north to south. In the north, visitors immerse themselves in the sacred atmosphere of Giong, Yen Tu, and Lim. The central region is vibrant with Khao Ngu, Ba Thu Ban, while the south is deeply rooted in its riverine identity with Ba Chua Shu, Okom Bok, or the Ngo boat race. Each festival is a harmonious blend of faith, music, and cuisine, where people connect with the divine and with each other. Lunar New Year is still the most important holiday of the year, a time for family reunion and new beginnings. Before Tet, Vietnamese people prepare carefully, cleaning their homes, decorating with peach blossoms, wrapping ban chung, and wearing traditional áo dai. As New Year's Eve arrived, the sound of fireworks and the scent of incense spread throughout the alley. Overseas, Vietnamese communities in the US, France, or Australia still celebrate Tet with all the traditional rituals, from the feast tray and lion dances to flower markets, as a way to preserve their roots while living abroad. Mot trong nhung le hoi tam lin, noi tieng nhat la chua huang, keo dai tu thang, gieng jen thang ba am lich. Heng trio nguoi han huang qua soi yen, chua thien tru va jong huang tish. Han, trin bio trung cho su than lok tam hon. Ngai nei, nhiu du khach kwok te kung tam gia. Xem jai la ko hoi, je kam fa van hoa. Fat giao Vietnam trong hong, gian tu nhien hong vi. It's impossible not to mention the Hung King's Temple Festival, a major national holiday. On the 10th day of the third lunar month, millions of pilgrims travel to Phu Tho to commemorate the Hung Kings. The incense-offering rituals, Zoan singing, bronze drum beating, and colorful palanquin procession all express national gratitude and pride. This is not only a national festival, but also a symbol of unity, a place where all Vietnamese people, no matter where they are, turn their hearts toward their roots. Festivals are the heartbeat of Vietnamese culture. Although the form may change, the spirit of drinking water and remembering its source, and reverence for ancestors is still preserved. Today, many localities are striving to green festivals, reducing waste and enhancing cultural experiences to achieve sustainable development. Each festival is not only a cultural event, but also a way for Vietnam to tell the world the story of faith, compassion, and harmony between people and nature. Number 15. Notes for traveling in Vietnam. Vietnam is known as the hospitable heart of Southeast Asia, a place where majestic landscapes blend with diverse cultures and unique cuisine. Before departing, travelers should prepare carefully to fully enjoy their journey. The climate clearly divides the country. The north has a cool winter like South Korea. The central region has a lot of rain, while the south has sunshine all year round. Bring versatile clothing, sunscreen, personal medication, and travel insurance. The Grab, Google Translate, Agoda, and Vietmap Go apps will make traveling and booking easier. Regarding entry procedures, Vietnam offers visa exemptions to over 25 countries, including Japan, South Korea, and ASEAN member states. European guests from countries like Germany, France, Italy, and Spain are allowed to stay for 45 days without a visa. Other nationalities can apply for an e-visa online, which takes about 3 days to process, costs $5, and is valid for 90 days. It is recommended to print out copies of your e-visa and round-trip plane tickets for a smooth check-in process. Domestic travel is very convenient. The airlines, Vietnam Airlines, Vietjet Air, and Bamboo Airways have a dense network between Hanoi, Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh City. Average ticket price is $30, $60. If you enjoy a slower pace, try the 30-hour north-south train, one of the most beautiful railroad routes in Asia. Additionally, long-distance sleeper buses and 9-seater mini limousine services provide a smoother travel experience for visitors. In communication, Vietnamese people value politeness. When visiting the temple, dress modestly and remove your shoes before entering the main hall. Do not take photos of monks or altars without permission. Greeting with "hello" or "thank you" is always appreciated. At the market, you can bargain, but you should smile. Friendliness always gets you a better price. Vietnamese cuisine is a national pride. Try pho, banh mi, bun cha, fried spring rolls, or iced coffee with milk. In the Mekong Delta, don't miss the Kai Rang floating market with the morning noodle soup served right on the river. It's best to choose busy restaurants, avoid ice cubes of unknown origin, and only drink bottled water. Vietnamese currency has high denominations, so it's best to prepare small bills for easier transactions. Exchange money at a bank or licensed counter. Cash is still common, but QR Pay, Momo, Zalo Pay, and Apple Pay are increasingly accepted in major cities.